Around and around and around we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Life is cyclical. Sometimes it's good, and we have a tendency in those times when it's good to think that, oh, just met the love of my life. It's always going to feel this way. It's always going to be fantastic. That brand new job, that it's new, it's rewarding, it's respectful. It's everything I ever hoped it would be. And the brain chemistry of newness wears off, and the new car smell wears off, and it just becomes work. And those addictive chemicals of a new relationship that are not true love, not true intimacy, they are brain chemistry, wears off. And you find yourself in just another relationship. Instead of seeking the high, you have to develop an understanding of this other person. True intimacy, deeper and deeper knowing, more shared life experiences, and a commitment. Same for that new job. It was once so fantastic from an external circumstance that changed. Maybe you had a part to play in this, of course, but it's external triggering of brain chemicals, and things are going right, and you get that new job. Eventually it just becomes work unless your mindset changes and you develop meaning into the work that you do. You derive meaning from the work that you do. You derive meaning from how you approach work, the attitude and helpfulness you bring into the work environment, the discipline that the work provides you, some way of looking at the job that sustains and deepens your connection to it in a long-term scenario. That's why happiness has to come from within. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and now I sound like Dr. Seuss. I'm rhyming this morning. But whether you hate winter or not, it comes. Whether you hate summer or not, it comes. Whether you hate suffering or not, I think most people hate suffering, it comes. And when we're in suffering, we tend to also think, this person just broke up with me. The pain is never going to end. I've lost my job. I've lost everything. I'm never going to be able to find another job like that. I'm going to lose everything I have. Catastrophizing. Or if we're in a really dark place, we're in the depths of despair of a swing of bipolar into depression, or clinical depression into depression, or schizoaffective into depression, or we've just had a psychotic break and all that goes along with that, or mania and all that goes along with that, the inevitable crash and picking up of the pieces you've just left behind from your mental health crisis, post-traumatic stress disorder, what's that? Postnatal depression, circumstantially, you're in deep in a lifestyle you don't want to be leading. You just don't get off the couch, and you don't take care of yourself, and you don't love yourself, and you talk down to yourself, and you mistreat yourself. Or you always try to do too much for everyone else and end up neglecting yourself and burning yourself to the ground. Or worse off, you care so little about yourself and have gone off track, and you're deep in an addiction you don't know how to get out of, to lifestyle such as an eating disorder or an addiction, that it is permanent. Humans are malleable. And if you look back in your life, no matter how treacherous it has been, every negative, eventually, if even for a moment, relief came, goodness came, improvement came, change came. In every suffering, it ended. Whatever your particular situation, spring always follows winter, it is given. Eventually, unfortunately, there will be another winter. And your inner resources, your mindset, your coping capacity, your self-love, your self-care, your health care, your support networks, all of those things that you have instilled and incorporated into your life and state and being will help you cope through the darker times better. They're guaranteed to be darker times, and whatever dark time you're in, know there's always a way out. There's always an end. Eventually. Depending on how proactive you are, how many resources, how much support, how capable you are to change it, how many resources you have for help, inside and outside, how much experience, how much insight if it's your mental health. You may be beyond your own insight until you have received help and get insight again, or addictions, until you get interventions and get assistance to be able to turn that corner. But whatever your dark spot is that you are enduring, trust that it will end. Life is cyclical. You can either look at it as that when is the next shoe going to drop? The minute that this difficulty is over, anxious and avoidant, and knowing that life is suffering, and knowing that suffering is in the future, knowing winter is coming again, disrupting and missing the recharge that you're going to get from the happiness, the good part, the relief, the recovery, the healing, the positive aspects, the good time frame, the springs and falls of life, waiting for the next shoe to drop when you're going to suffer again, and you miss being present and getting that boost of energy and recharge and restore that you're going to need to tackle the next mountain. By not appreciating it and waiting for the next shoe to drop. Or you can try to live moment by moment, take it one day at a time. And when you're in your dark times, recognize that eventually, even if you were to do nothing, change is guaranteed. It may be a bad change, but change is guaranteed. But if you do something for yourself, even if that is seek the resources of others, such as get yourself into treatment, or ask for help getting into treatment, ask for help getting medication, something is going to change, something is going to shift. And you can help yourself along, speeding that up, if you can help yourself. And when that pain passes, that dark place passes, try to appreciate and be as thoroughly immersed and present and absorbent of the good as it is, knowing full well that nothing lasts forever. Eventually you will have another trial and tribulation to deal with. Everybody does. Life is cyclical. But know in your pain that it will end. Always, always, always know in your pain that it will end. And when it is over and when it is good, thoroughly immerse and enjoy and absorb that like a sponge to have reserves for the time when it gets bad again. without an anxious fear, just waiting for the other shoe to drop for when it gets bad again. Because it's never always bad and it's never always good. Wherever you are, whether you're in the good, be present, be mindful, enjoy it, appreciate it. Don't cling too tightly to it, so that when it changes and shifts in some other direction, you're not knocked off kilter too badly and think that you can't adapt and adjust and maneuver this next phase, whatever it brings. That you are recharged by the positive. And if you're in a negative, know that it ends. It always does. It's a blessing of time. A curse and a blessing is time. A curse and a blessing is life, and life is cyclical. And the more intervention and proactiveness you can have in the dark times, the quicker you can get them to end. But if you, even the simple knowledge that they are guaranteed to end, dark times end. And they teach us something. They strengthen us in some way. Can help you cope with them. Expecting, anticipating, knowing there is an end to this. Whatever this difficult situation is for you, there is an end. There is a way out. There's a time it will be better. Hanging on to that hope as a guarantee, because in the past, history teaches us good times have come and gone, bad times have come and gone, this too shall come and pass. And after each difficult time, don't just go through it, grow through it. Learn a lesson that will help you about yourself, about how the world works, about how you can better approach things the next time, about what not to do, about how resilient, how strong you are. Take something from it that's good. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come. And when the sun shines, it will shine out clearer. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come. And when the sun shines, it will shine out clearer. You will see it all, preferably clearer, because of what you went through, not in spite of it. And while you're in it, fear not, it has an ending. Guaranteed. And the more you are conscious of your efforts, the more you can control that ending, or expedite that ending of the dark into the light. And don't spend all of your time in the light fearing the next dark, or you waste it. Okay guys, good morning, goodbye. I need to get some steps in. I have been really down lately, physically, mentally, and willing myself to move myself. So I gotta get the blood flow going, mind over matter, because this too shall pass. And I'd like to be as strong as possible when it does, because I have made a conscious decision. I have full knowledge and insight that this will pass, and I made a conscious decision that physically and mentally, when the light comes again, I want to be in the best place possible, and that requires me doing things that I don't necessarily want to do, such as self-care, health-care, exercise, eating right, etc. Getting off this chair and doing what I need to do to control the circumstances to make the light come back as quickly as possible. And I do these things because I know the darkness ends. No matter what darkness you're in, there is an end. There is a way out. You can find a way out. And the sun will shine again, and it will be that much brighter. And so will you. Good morning, goodbye. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. Gotta do the stuff I'm supposed to be doing. Love you guys. Good morning, goodbye.